Hi friends, welcome to the Oracle Integration Cloud Training Program, and this video is part of lesson 4, and today we are going to cover file adapter and its capabilities, lookups, and then we will see how we can pull files from a file server. So we are going to use the connectivity agent for the file adapter which we have installed in my previous video. So let's get started. So what file adapter is? File adapter is one of the out-of-the-box adapters in an Oracle integration to exchange files on local and remote system. So the file adapter can be leveraged to read the file, to write the file on a servers which are accessible over the internet or the server which are on the local machine. File adapter is used with connectivity agent, and the adapter is considered as one of the on-premises adapter. So for file adapter, we would be requiring a connectivity agent. Without a connectivity agent, we can not create a file connection. What are the capabilities of file adapter? It transfers files to any publicly accessible server in either binary or ASCII format. It allows the creation of binary files using opaque and schema-based files such as XML schema and comma-separated value file like CSV file. It supports processing of files which are less than 10 MB in size. Note that the size of CSV file increases when translated into a message. Therefore, the file size must be less than 10 MB so that after translation, the message size does not exceed 10 MB. So these are the capabilities of file adapter. The one limitation that the file should not be of greater than 10 MB if you are trying to pull a file, or if you wanted to write a file, it should be in a limit only, which is 10 MB. What is lookup? A lookup associate value used by one application for a specific field to the values used by other application for the same field. This provides the capability to map values across vocabularies or system. For example, you can map country codes, city codes, currency codes, and so on. Let me just take an example, and we will use the same example in this particular lab. So here, let's suppose we have a code of the departments, and these code are coming from the file. Corresponding to the code, I wanted to send the country, not country, the corresponding department name to the XML file. So what we will do, we will create a lookup which will maintain the code of a department and then corresponding department name. And then I will use this lookup or I will refer this lookup in my integration to convert code into the value. So we will use the lookup in our integration today, and then in this we are going to create a lab wherein we will create a file connection with the help of file adapter. We will create a lookup, create app driven orchestration, and use file adapter as a trigger. We will pull CSV files from a folder, and then we will create an XML file from the data which will be in the CSV file. Then we will use lookup to transform data and then post that XML file on that SFTP server. So let's get started and log in into the Oracle Integration Cloud. Let me just log in there. Now I just move to the connections. Okay, just click on the create button, and from here just search the file adapter. Under this file adapter, just select this file, and here you have to enter the name of the file connection. So here I will enter the name of file connection like file on learning, and then from here again you can use trigger or invoke, or trigger and invoke. So trigger will be used to call the files, invoke will be used to write a file. I can use both. I will choose trigger and invoke and then just click on the create button. Here you don't need to specify any information, you just need to specify the agent group. So I have an agent group which we have created in my earlier video. Just select this and then use this. Now this file connection will be used to poll and the write file on the same machine where my agent is reside. And one more thing, the file adapter is not supported with the HA agent. So make sure whenever you are using the agent group, this is having only single agent. So the HA is not supported with the file. Now just test your connection and you see the connection has been successful. Just save it and then close your connection. Now my connection is ready. Now I am going to create a lookup. Just click on a lookups and then create. Here you have to give the lookup name. I'll say department lookup and then click on a create button. When you create a lookup, there are two columns will be created automatically with name domain underscore name underscore one or domain underscore name underscore two. You can create more columns. You can create those. Just if you wanted to rename, just click on it and then click on a edit domain name. Here I'll say code and then here I will say value. Now you can keep entering the rows here. I'll say IT information technologies and then I will add another row like OP and then operations and then just save your integration. You can add more rows and then close. Now your lookup is ready. Now once your lookup is created, okay, you can do multiple things like you can view the lookup, you can clone the lookup, you can export to CSV. So every lookup is a CSV file. When you export it, it will be exported into the CSV file. You can update that CSV file and then import back using that import button, right? Whatever values will be there, all the values will be reflected under that lookup. You can delete that lookup. Now, just go to the integration section now in order to create a new integration. Click on a create button and here I will use app driven orchestration pattern. Okay, so before I use it, let me just open my edit notepad plus. So here I have 4 CSV file, right? The sample file.csv which will have one header row and then 4 value. Another file which is having 3 rows, one header, sample another file, okay, and another file is the another file, okay, like name and then ab. So this is not a correct format. And now I will read that CSV file. I will pull the CSV files from my file directory and will create a XML file in that particular format. So I will create the corresponding XML file of that CSV file. Okay, now let's go back the integration cloud and click on a create button. Click on app driven orchestration and here I will say file call integration and then learning and now just click on a create button. Okay, now your integration has been created. Okay, now I wanted to use this file connection as a trigger point because I wanted to call that file. Once you will drop the file adapter as a trigger point, it will be treated as a poll. So just select this file connection and from here you need to enter the endpoint name. You can say poll files. Now you can either poll the structured file or non-structured file. Okay, if you wanted to poll the unstructured file, then select no. Or if you wanted to poll the structured file, just select this yes. From here, you can poll the CSV file, XML files, or the JSON file. So I wanted to poll the CSV file, just select this CSV. Click on the next button, and from here, you have to give the input directory from where you wanted to poll the file. So I'll take /home/opc in. You have to give the file name pattern, what type of file you wanted to poll. I'll say start.csv. All the CSV file I wanted to poll. Now here I wanted to specify the rejection directory. Now in that rejection directory, if the file format is not correct, and then the file can go into the rejection directory. I have showcased there was a file which is not in the correct format, so I can move that file into that rejection directory. So here I will say there is a file which is /home OPC reject. Read file recursively. If you wanted to read the file from the subfolders of the in folder, then you can keep this folder, keep this checkbox on. Maximum files, how many files you wanted to read in a single poll. The polling frequency you can set and the processing delay of each and every file. If you wanted to delete the file from after polling, then you can keep this checkbox on. I say yes, I want you to delete that file. Next, and here I wanted to select that delimited data file. So here I have taken one sample file, and here I'll say employee, and then I can take employees. Okay. Now I wanted to use first row as a column header. It is because my first row is header. Click on next and then done. Just save your integration. I'll just change the word layout to horizontal. Okay. Now I will choose my FTP adapter because I wanted to create a XML file on the FTP location. Just choose this FTP connection, and here I'll say write file, and then next. Choose a write file. Okay, now here I have to give the transfer mode. I'll select ASCII, and the output directory I'll say /home/ and there's a directory called out directory. Okay, and you can give a file like CSV. So I will keep that CSV file dynamically. I will show you. And next, and here I wanted to create a XML file. Just choose this XML. I'll take the sample XML document, and then next, and will choose my sample XML. Okay, and then next, and then finish your wizard. Now just save your integration. Map to write files, added this, and here I wanted to keep the file name dynamically. Okay, so what I will do is I will take the same file name which is coming from my input directory. Okay, but I will cut the .csv and will append .xml. So just right click and click on the create target node, and from here I will choose a string function and will use substring before. Just drop it over here, and under that substring before I will choose the file name, and here I will say .csv. Okay, and now I will use the concat function. Okay, and here I will say .xml. Okay, and validate your expression. So what I'm doing is I'm concatenating the file name and putting that .xml. Just substring the file and taking the file name from which is before .csv. Then validate it. Okay. Now just you can close it. Now just expand this. You can collapse this. Expand this user record. Expand this employees, and then employee, and just put this employee to user. Then first name to first name, last name to last name, and then department I wanted to convert on my using my lookup. So then again expand it, and here there's a function called lookup value. Guys, keep a note there that there's a question comes in certification that which function is used to wrapper lookups. So the lookup function is used to use lookup. Just drop it over under department. When you drop it, a pop-up will come up which will show all the lookups which we have created. So I have one department lookup. Just use it, and then click on the next button. When you click on the next button, it will allow you to choose the source column. My source column is a code, and then target will be my value. And then click on the next button. From here, you have to give a default value. If matching code does not found in the lookup, what value you wanted to send? I'll say code does not found. Click next and then finish. Okay. So when your lookup function is created, okay, now you have to give a source value. Okay. Now my source value will be my department. Just replace this source value, just delete this source value and then put that department over here. Okay, so department will be mapped into my lookup function. So this lookup value takes 5 arguments. One is the lookup name, second is the source column, the source value and the target value, and then default value. That's it. Now validate your mapper and then close your mapper. That's it. Now your integration is completed. Now you just keep saving your integration and then enable a tracking parameter. And here I can enable a file name. Now save your integration and then save it and then close your integration. Now it's time to activate it. As soon as you activate, it will start polling the files. Enable tracing and then include payload and then activate. So all the 4 files I have kept under that in folder. Now here you see the integration has been activated. Now just go to the monitoring, go to the integration. Now here you see the 3 files has been pulled with name sample file. Sorry, let me just go back. So there were 4 files over the in directory. Now you see, just go back, monitoring and then integration, and it got success. 3 file got success. There was another file, but the file format was not correct and it should move into the rejection directory. So let me just open that. So here you see 3 files: sample file.xml, sample file1.xml, and sample file3.xml has been created. Now you can open it and you can see the record, and here you see the department has been changed from IT to information technologies, OP to operation, IT to information technologies, and then you can see another files as well. Here you see information technologies, the Ansh Kumar. You can open another file, sample file3.xml, and here you see. Now just go back to your rejection directory and see there will be a rejected file. Here you see the sample file.csv has been rejected. If you open it, you see the file which was not in the correct format has been rejected and moved to the reject directory. So this was the earlier file. So this is how you can hold the file, and if you go into the in directory and just refresh it, all the files has been deleted from the in directory. Now I will show you the logs of my agent, and it will show one of the file has been rejected there. Here you see there's a file which has been failed. Just go up. Here you see the sample file.csv has been failed, and it is saying while trying to read the data from element with name first name using style terminated and terminated by s. So this file has been rejected, and the log has been logged into my diagnostic log file. So this is how you can pull the files from a file server. Same way, if you wanted to write the file, you can use this file adapter as an invoke, and then you can write the file on your file server. So guys, that's all for this particular video. We will meet to the next lesson. Thanks. Bye bye.